Hello, it's Professor Chevet again. I'm going to give you a brief tutorial on Stapplet.com. So Stapplet's going to be a really helpful site for you as you're working your way through the statistics course. There's a link to it right here. Most of the times I just type it in real quick, Stapplet.com. Let's take a look at how it can be useful on the second homework assignment. So Chapter 1, Day 2, we're going to be learning about the mean, about the median, standard deviation, and so lots of calculations. And some of those calculations you will just basically be kind of doing by hand. For example, this one, or you'll be reading a graph, determining kind of roughly the mean and the median. And this is a stem plot. So Stapplet is really useful though when it comes to questions where you have data. In this particular question, you're finding the median of this data set. Now the median is the middle value. And so I notice here that there are 14 values in the data set. So that tells me that there's 7 on the low end and 7 on the high end. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And from the high end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right here in between 166 and this dot is 167 is the median. Exactly, this line would split the data set in half. That would be 166 and a half. Now let's suppose that I wanted to just check that value. One cool thing is if you have a data set, you can copy it, and then when you go to Stapplet.com, you can just paste it. So I love to copy paste, then you don't have to make any typos. Now we have quantitative data here. These are numbers. We can plot them on a little dot plot that makes them numeric. And so we are looking here, and we do not have categorical data. We have quantitative data. There's only one group. This is not like Burger King versus McDonald's where you'd have two groups, just one quantitative variable, one group of data, one list of data. So let's click here. If you want to be fancy, you can give your graph a name. I think this was the weight of the French fries. And we're going to enter the raw data down below. So I'm just going to paste. Commas are fine, spaces are fine. Click Begin Analysis. It actually makes the dot plot again for us, which is really neat. But what we're looking for is the value right here, the median, 166.5. So that is really handy. You can know you got the question right because it's there. They also counted them, find the mean, the standard deviation, and so on. This is the 5-number summary, which we will learn about as well in the first week of class. Stapplet will also create all kinds of graphs. You can change this to a histogram. It's a very large histogram. A box plot shows that there's an outlier down here in the low end. Stem plot shows the values and the key in a stem plot. So Stapplet is amazing. I absolutely love this site. Another thing that's worth noticing is this link down at the bottom here. You can adjust the rounding. So sometimes your homework might say like give 4 decimal places, or maybe it'll say give 3 decimal places. It's probably best to set this at like either 3 or 4 right from the beginning of the semester, so that you'll have enough. You might need percentage versus decimal, although you can convert yourself very easily back and forth. But suppose you wanted 3 decimal places, we could make that setting there. Also, if you want to really get fancy, you could be like, blue is cool, but I really like purple. And you could just change the color so you can alter how your graphs look whenever you are working on them. If it makes you happy to do that, you can certainly do so. Go down here, click on Done. And then whenever you click, to begin analysis again, now I have 3 decimal places, and my dots were just a little slightly different color. So I love this website. It is super, super helpful whenever you are completing assignments. Now, one other thing I want to show you is as I was looking over the roster for the semester, I copied all of your information, names and such, into a spreadsheet. And I was interested in seeing how many freshmen I have, how many sophomores, how many juniors, and so on. And so this is categorical data. And I hid your names so that your student IDs and such wouldn't be showing right now. But I can just copy all of these different class levels for you guys. Let me go ahead and minimize. And then I'll go back to Stapplet.com. Now I have categorical data because your class is categories. So, and it's just one group, like I'm going to consider all of you, as one big group. So I'm going to click here, categorical data. And this would be like if I were to have the counts myself, like if I actually counted the freshmen and then put in how many and the sophomores and put in how many. However, I don't really want to do that. I have the raw data. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on raw data and I'm going to paste. And then I'm going to go begin analysis, and look at that. It makes a bar graph for me where it's counting all of you automatically. So juniors, there's 21 juniors this semester, 3 seniors, 12 freshmen, 30 sophomores, 12 freshmen. I've never had that many freshmen before. You could also make a segmented bar graph so that you can see you guys all kind of stacked up in little bars. Makes it total 100% of my students, or a pie chart. So there you are. These are my students this coming semester. So Stapplet is pretty amazing. It will do so much stuff. So I hope you enjoy it, and I am looking forward to teaching you more about it this semester.